Weatherfield's kind-hearted undertaker, George Shuttleworth, is set on rescuing Todd Grimshaw from the dangerous grip of Theo Silverton, and viewers of Coronation Street are loving every moment of it. For a long time, Todd has been trapped in what feels like an unending ordeal, as his controlling partner has put him through countless forms of abuse, including emotional manipulation, coercion, financial dominance, and frightening bursts of aggression. All of this has taken place in secret, while those closest to Todd remained unaware, largely because Theo carefully maintains a charming and flawless public image. In the latest episode, everything finally began to unravel. Following their rushed wedding, Todd was understandably exhausted and hoped to rest and recover after such an overwhelming experience. Instead, Theo pushed for intimacy, suggesting they head to the bedroom. When Todd calmly declined, Theo stormed off for a run, but not before making a cruel comment about Todd's appearance. After returning, Theo's anger hadn't faded, and he continued to hurl insults through the bathroom door, unleashing another wave of harsh verbal abuse. Later, when Todd entered the house, Theo was clearly shocked, but his reaction was nothing compared to when George emerged from the bathroom. George had stopped by for a drink while Todd briefly stepped out, meaning he had overheard everything. At that moment, Theo's true nature was exposed. Trying to recover, Theo attempted to brush off his behavior as harmless joking, but George wasn't convinced. George pointed out the stark contrast in Theo's personality, suggesting that someone can appear kind one moment and reveal a much darker side the next. Feeling cornered, Theo pressured Todd to support him and dismissed the situation as playful banter, which angered George even more. George firmly told Theo to stop speaking for Todd and reassured Todd that he would always be there if he needed help. Later on, George shared what happened with Summer Spellman, who was deeply disturbed by the possibility that Theo could be abusive. George's account made her rethink the recent wedding, which now seemed far from genuine or joyful. Distressed, Summer asked whether George believed Theo had physically harmed Todd. George admitted that he feared it was possible, noting how Todd's behavior had changed over recent months. He also reminded Summer that Todd doesn't have many people to rely on, making it even more important for them to support him. When Summer questioned what they could do, George gave a clear answer. They needed to get Todd away from Theo as soon as possible. Fans across the country reacted strongly, with many praising George's actions on social media. Some viewers commented that George recognized the warning signs due to his own past experiences, while others highlighted how well the character is portrayed and how much they enjoy his presence on the show. A number of fans also began speculating about what might happen next, suggesting that George and Summer could seek help from Gary Windass, who is both connected to Theo and known for handling tough situations. However, involving Gary could be risky. Given his history and temper, discovering the truth about Theo might push him into taking extreme action. Despite the potential danger, many viewers believe this theory could play out. The question now is whether it will actually happen. Coronation Street star Harriet Bibby has recently wrapped up an exciting project away from the long-running ITV drama. Although she is widely recognized for playing Summer Spellman, Harriet Bibby has been busy exploring new opportunities, recently stepping onto the stage for a powerful theatrical production. The actress teamed up with Ian Kershaw to present a fresh version of My Name is Rachel Corrie, an acclaimed solo performance that tells the story of activist Rachel Corrie, who supported people in Gaza before her death in 2003. Originally performed in 2005 under the direction of Alan Rickman, the play draws from real diary entries and emails, bringing Rachel's experiences vividly to life. The latest staging was held at 53-2 earlier this month. After the show concluded, Bibby shared her thoughts on Instagram, posting a photo with Kershaw and his wife, Julie Hesmondhalgh, who is also known for her past role on Coronation Street. She described the experience as a meaningful journey, expressing how honored she felt to tell Rachel's story, collaborate with talented individuals, and connect with audiences throughout the run. Her post quickly drew praise from fans and fellow actors. Former co-star Daniel Brocklebank complimented her performance, while Georgia Taylor said she was deeply impressed. Sally Dynevor also applauded the performance, and Liam McSheen added that she had done an amazing job. Earlier, Bibby had revealed she'd completed rehearsals, receiving encouragement from colleagues including Elle Mulvaney and Molly Gallagher. Now that the theater project has ended, Bibby is expected to return her focus to life in Weatherfield, while fellow cast member Andy Whyment has also hinted at possible upcoming developments for his character. Coronation Street actress Beth Nixon has spoken about her off-screen friendships with co-stars, even though her character is currently caught up in a troubling storyline. Beth's role, Megan Walsh, is at the heart of a serious plot, as the coach has been secretly manipulating her teenage student, Will Driscoll. Since the truth came out, Megan has become widely disliked among residents of Weatherfield. Eva Price, who acts as a mother figure to Will, has been especially determined to see her face consequences. Daniel Osborne has also cut ties with Megan and is urging that she be held accountable, recognizing that she cannot be trusted. In an interview with Inside Soap, Beth shared insights into her experience on set, explaining that she gets along very well with the actors who play the Driscoll family. She mentioned that she often turns to Catherine Tildesley for guidance and described Rob Mallard as her favorite colleague, adding that he made her feel welcome and that they share plenty of laughs together. She also pointed out that despite the heavy nature of the storyline, maintaining a sense of humor while staying professional can be challenging, but important. Beth went on to discuss how she has contributed creatively to shaping Megan's personality behind the scenes. If the character seems reserved and focused mainly on her work and Will, that was an intentional decision. When asked about her input, Beth explained that Megan rarely talks about her family, which allowed her to develop that aspect privately and bring her own interpretation to the role. She added that during early costume discussions, she suggested giving Megan a sweet and innocent appearance, although it was ultimately a shared creative choice. Beth also praised the show's directors for allowing actors some creative freedom in portraying their characters. Looking ahead, Megan will be involved in intense scenes as Will's grandmother Maggie decides to confront her directly. However, the situation takes a turn when Maggie later realizes her actions may have backfired, as Megan reports her to the authorities and accuses her of assault. Coronation Street actor Andy Whyment has addressed fans' requests for his character Kirk Sutherland to be given a major new storyline. After more than 2 decades on the ITV series, viewers are wondering what the future holds for the much-loved character. Whyment has a long connection with the show, first appearing in a different role back in 1990 before landing the part of Kirk years later, which made him a regular presence on the cobbles. Away from the screen, he has also embraced social media, recently joining TikTok, where he shares glimpses of his daily life along with behind-the-scenes moments from filming. In one of his recent videos, Whyment gave fans a look around the set and walked them through his morning routine, prompting plenty of reactions in the comments. One viewer suggested that Kirk deserves a bigger storyline, but Whyment responded by saying he is simply happy to be part of the show. Another fan agreed that Kirk should get more focus, praising the character's humor, while someone else pointed out that everyday characters are important for keeping the show realistic. Whyment also answered questions about his typical work schedule, explaining that filming hours can vary depending on how many scenes he has. Some days may be short with only a few hours on set, while busier days can run from early morning until the evening. As for whether Kirk will be given a major plot anytime soon, that remains uncertain. Meanwhile, Coronation Street, along with Emmerdale, has seen a few recent schedule adjustments. Special Sunday episodes are set to air on March 29th and again on April 5th, though these changes are only temporary to make up for earlier disruptions in the weekly schedule. Coronation Street is broadcast on weekdays at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available for streaming on ITVX.